directly related to the number of low-income students. Because, you know, we have schools with 98% low-income students who are getting less per pupil than schools that only have a handful of low-income students. I mean, it's just random, and the only thing that I can correlate it with is school size, but that doesn't explain nearly all of the variation. And when you have an elementary school that gets $8,000 more per pupil than another elementary school, there's something wrong.
What two are those? I'm looking at your chart. I know I just haven't had a chance.
Okay, well, Watkins is low.
Watkins came up earlier.
Yeah, Watkins is low, and the highest one is Marshall over in Ward 5. That's in part because their numbers are so small. They only have 118 kids in that school. And Watkins has 535, so it's partly a function of size, but some of it is just random.
Right, but I guess I'm just trying to understand, and I know in charter schools, when you have low enrollment, that means, you know, people aren't choosing to send their kids there.
That's right.
It's a choice. So you don't have to send your children to a school that's low performing.
Right.
And it just seems to be $8,000 difference between what two schools get. It's just, it's incredible.
Yeah. I should mention that's all a violation of the D.C. Code of Municipal Regulations. The code requires that we have 5%
right
above or below, and for the last several years, DCPS has been in violation of Title V of the municipal regulations.
Now, number 4 of your testimony, we're talking about the turnover, which I think is important. And I know sometimes this gets a little controversial, where you have, it just seems to me, and I wanted to get your opinion, that when you have a new teacher come in that's never taught before.
A new teacher come in?
New teacher that's never taught before, but they're new, and they're a first-year teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we send our first-year teachers to the worst-performing schools and think that we're going to get the best performance out of it? I mean, I'm just, you know, I know it's, you know, it just.
Well, I
want to
think
keep it simple, right? Yeah. Why would we send the first-year teachers?
That's right.
To some of the worst-performing schools?
That's right.
And then wonder why they leave.
Well,
leave after the first, you know, after the second year.
Yeah.
25% of them leave after the first year. It just doesn't seem to be, you know, something's wrong with that picture. I don't know exactly, you know, we're going to be asking these questions, but that's what parents are asking me. They say, you know, because it's not fair to the first-year teacher who has decided that's what they wanted to do, and they're trying their best, and they get into an environment that they're not used to at all. First, teaching, and then 2, the culture environment of just having to deal with, you know, kids that want help and want to be taught. And then we say, well, you know, you wasn't successful, right?
Right. Well,
so we're going to fire you now. Or they say, you know what, before you fire me, I'm going to leave because this is not what I signed up for. I think it's just not a win-win situation for our kids.
No, it's not. And I think part of the problem is that we are relying so heavily on Teach for America to staff our schools because it's a 2-year commitment. That's all it is.
Right, but let's go
and
back.
So,
let me say
you know, why should they stay? It's you know, they didn't.
Right, but let's not say Teach for America.
But, well, it's the 2-year commitment.
I can tell you why. I mean, it's the adults that are making the decision where people are teaching. So, you know, you could have a good person that, you know, that really wants to be a teacher, and they could be from Teach for America, from anywhere else.
Right.
And they really want to come and they want to give back. And you send them to the worst environment for them I mean, to me, it seems like, why are we sending them to the worst environment and expecting them to achieve stuff that you have teachers that have been in the teaching system for a long time not to achieve? To me, that mindset doesn't make any sense. So let's put Teach America, whatever organization, to the side. Just a person coming in new, going to the worst performing school, and they're new at teaching and telling them, you know, go get it right.
Mhm.
You're the savior. To me, that's a problem. It doesn't really make sense. I don't quite have the answer, but we'll ask, DCPS when they come. There's something just wrong with that picture, in my opinion. So, it's not an organization. It's not where you're coming from, any of that. It's just
I think it has partly to do, though, with preparation. 5 weeks in the summer is not very long to prepare a college graduate to go into the most difficult kind of teaching job there is.
Right. So why wouldn't they go to another area? And we have, teachers that have the experience and expertise and a proven track record. We, pay them more to go into schools that actually need the most help. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think through. I would rather pay a seasoned teacher who's delivering more money to go into a difficult school than to get someone that had 5 weeks of training and send them into the most difficult school. That's what parents are telling me. They just can't understand that concept of how that's taking place. But you might not have an answer. But I just thought I'd throw it out. But you have 4 bullets that are on your testimony that we are going to follow up with. I think there's things that we can do in terms of the audit to the untangible and incomplete conflicting data in the budget. There's stuff that we can do around establishing a meaningful set of program and activities and codes in the budget, and the monthly financial reports in full detail. So there's some things that we're going to follow up on. I just want to let you know. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank all of you for your testimony. I look forward to following with you on the legislation.